Kombo Yirua Kafo, one of the most important bodies when it comes to land issue. All the views of this organization were incorporated in the policy, to my surprise. And that, I believe, taking into account that this country is one of the smallest, but one of the 5th most densely populated country in Africa. And almost all these countries, with the exception of Mauritius and Gambia, have gone to war because of land. So it was timely for President Barrow to come with a policy that would guide the management and usage of land in the next 10 years in this country, so as to avoid the conflicts and the crisis that we face today. Today, between 70 to 80% of all our court cases in our courts is on land matters and land issues. Therefore, we were at a crisis point. It was important to come up, use the men and women with knowledge and values to help support, build a policy that would once and for all address 95% of our problems in this sector. And it started. The policy, the key issues of the policy are on one, digitalization of land records. It is important that we avoid the duplication. We avoid the way we prepare our lease documents. We avoid the issue of 2 people being given ownership of 1 piece of land. And also, you have a situation where the principal cannot tell you which land is used from his office, or you or any other Gambian cannot tell. But once digitalized, the issue of duplication and crisis will certainly be over, because everything will be transparent for everybody to see. Which land is available, which land is here, which land is not used, which land is who owns that, who owns what. And that means we will be safe with that. The other issue is about gender equity in land ownership. Our women have been deprived for too long in terms of ownership of land. In our village, in my village, and most of us in our villages, when our parents die, our sisters don't inherit land. They only inherit the land in the furrows, but not the upland. They are deprived of that. This policy will put an end to that. Women will stand firm to have the right to own land, inherit land, wherever the land is, as long as they have a right to it. Customary tenure formalization. And the biggest problem today we have is the land tenure system, where the issue of formalizing ownership, title, has become a problem. Encouragement, all the dirty things that you are seeing happening is because families don't have title to land that they own. And they are subject to abuse by officials, by other unscrupulous individuals. But once now title ownership is made available to a family or to a community, nobody will tamper with that. The other one is about environmental safeguards. This is again important. We cannot just be destroying our environment without making sure that our land, our vegetation, our usage of this land take into a factor of environmental consequences of bad management of land. And this policy, again, will safeguard that. We all know that climate change is a reality. Whether we like it or not, it's a reality that we are faced with. And therefore, putting in measures, policies that will protect that is long overdue. And this policy will address that. The other one is community engagement in planning. It is important that whatever government do, any other institution, the owner, the people who live there, need to be part of the planning process, and they must take ownership of projects. Some of our projects fail because the projects were imposed on them. They have no idea this project. You just wake up, come and start a project within a community. The community don't even know what you are doing. And at the end, they tend to retire from the project, and eventually, when the project is phased out, it goes dead. And I think some of these things, the policy will address it, that ownership of a project that you want to implement within a community or within a set of environment.